Hi everyone! I haven't posted a video in a long while, so I thought I'd post a quick little update. Um, and a lot's been happening in my life, and as well as some adjustments been happening to my collection, so I wanted to talk about that. So I'm going to be doing this kind of in one shot, so I don't have to edit anything. I can just throw this up for you guys. But the first thing, as you can see over here, I've been saving up a lot of boxes, and that's because I have been selling off a lot of my collection. Still, even though I do have a job now, I'm selling off my collection for different reasons. And that's the main thing I really want to talk about. A lot of my 1/10 scale stuff will be getting sold off, mainly because this past summer I've realized with my sun allergy, I'm really not able to like hang out outside as much and play outside as much as I would like to, which makes it very difficult for me to enjoy the RC cars because it's obviously mostly an outdoor hobby. So a lot of my RCs all summer have just sat and really haven't been able to get run very much, which is very disappointing because they are meant to be driven. So that was kind of a wake up call for me to kind of start to adjust some of my hobbies and kind of adjust my lifestyle a little bit. On top of that, I've gotten a lot more social. I hang out with friends and meet people a lot more often, which also takes up time. So a lot of my RC stuff really haven't been getting used very much. Now, if you're wondering if this means I'm going to be quitting RC, that's not the case. I won't be quitting RC, but a major adjustment is going to be happening to it because one, I don't want a lot of these to collect dust. So they'll probably be better to go to a home that'll actually appreciate them more. And on top of that, I want to kind of change up the usage of the space a little bit. And that will become evident in a second later in the video. But first of all, let's kind of go over the cars that are on the chopping block. So my 6x6 trucks, I do want to finish this one before letting it go. So these will kind of probably sit up here for a little while. Basically, most of the 10 scale stuff I'll be keeping around are gonna be kind of the wheelie cars and their kind of cousins. And then some of the M chassis cars I'll be keeping around because I do have a hobby shop that supports on-road. They have a little on-road track, indoor on-road track. So I will be able to keep running some of my on-road cars, but a lot of my off-road stuff will probably have to go. Like my Blackfoot will probably have to go. I know really didn't want to get rid of a lot of my crawlers, but a lot of these will probably end up going. The indoor crawler track that I used to use is no longer there. The whole track is no longer there. So that's a bit of a bummer. So some of my crawlers will be going. This Losi mini drag is likely on the chopping block. And then over on this side, my quad track, which I've also enjoyed quite a lot, will probably be on the chopping block as well. And then some of my mini racers will also probably be getting sold off as well because the same track that had the indoor crawler course also shut down the indoor track, which these two cars were kind of, well, all three of these cars were kind of built for me to drive on that track, and now I don't really have a place to drive them anymore. So unfortunately, I think they'll probably end up being let go. Also, my CC01, my Unimog, you saw a video, I already sold that off. The Defender, also likely on the chopping block. Basically just really freeing up a lot of space in here, like I continue to try to do, and really kind of start to shift away from RC being my main hobby. Because I do want to enjoy other aspects of my life more, while still not completely abandoning the channel or RC as a whole. So with that said, as I did a quick little walk around, you guys probably noticed a couple new vehicles. that we'll have to talk about on the channel. So over here we have the Monster Beetle Trail that I painted yellow. Did a bunch of upgrades to this, so that's going to be interesting. We have another Monster Beetle Trail that I got on eBay. This one's completely stock, so we can do a comparison between a stock and a modified, and then a modified to a super modified, because the Monster Beetle Trail was kind of meant to use the GF01 chassis as a trail truck, but it's a pretty terrible trail truck. And I really wanted to find out if I could actually make this thing a decent crawler trail truck. So that's where this Jimny comes in. So that's going to be a fun little video. And then another GF01 here. This is more of an on-road basher. Has these really hard CC01 tires. So that should be interesting. This is actually a GF01 CB Conical Hotshot that I've put a FJ body on. Also over here we have a vintage Tamiya MO3 Suzuki Swift. I have a second body for that as well. And then we have an MO5 RA front-wheel drive rally Citroen 2CV rally car. Under this Beetle body over here we have a Reflex 14MT, which I've only run once so far. You can see the plastic salon there. Coming over to this side, you saw the Low C Mini Drag that I've driven a little bit. I did have a blue one when they originally came out, but I never ended up releasing those videos. Over here, we also have a MO5 with the Honda S800 body, which was a really nice find. I have this pre-done body as well as a clear body. And I also have a CRX MO5 body as well in clear. That's in the closet over here. 100 CRX. The spare Suzuki Swift body. And then over here, a new release from Arrma. This is the Arrma Granite Grom. And it's actually been a really, really fun truck. I've really been enjoying this truck. And I did do a couple upgrades. Just the shocks. I had to replace the diff. So I'll eventually upgrade those as well. But that's been a really fun truck to play with. I also have parts to restore my lovely lunchbox, as well as a second lunchbox that I picked up on eBay. So gotta figure out what to do with that one. Or I could just end up selling it. We'll see. And then of course the Gen 9. The trailer that I've shown on the video before. And then coming over to the desk, this is where the main change in the hobby comes. Because a lot of my 10 scale stuff will be getting sold off, mainly because again, I'm not able to enjoy RC outdoors as often anymore. That's where these Mini Zs come in. So Mini Zs were something I was always interested in ever since I was little and was playing with like X mods and stuff like that. But now I have adult money to play with these Mini Zs. So I have been kind of building up a Mini Z collection in the background for about a year now. And this is kind of where it's at. So, you know, I love the Defender 90. So we have the Defender 90. Kind of a classic version. There's like a 90s Defender 90, similar to the Tamiya. And of course, we can't just have one. So we have the Heritage, or no, the Autobiography from 2016, and then an Autobiography Adventure. So 3 Defenders, and then this just released recently. It is a new version of the 4Runner. Has a roof rack, the new Interco tires. Nice little package. And then on this one, I added a period correct light kit. So you can see the amber lights there, as well as the light bar, light pods in the back. So I will be talking about these Mini Zs more here coming up on my channel. Same thing on the 1990s Defender 90. I added period correct lights in here. So that looks pretty cool. And that's not where the Mini Z 4x4s end. You saw the one in the box here. It's also a brand new release. It's the new black Suzuki Jimny body. My first ever Mini Z 4x4 was a couple Jimnys. So it's nice to have a Jimny again. And the special thing about the black version is it does come with LED lights pre-installed. So that's pretty neat. Kyosho also started to reprint the R33 GTR. So I picked up a auto scale body because I have plenty of chassis. But if you do get the ready to run, a ready set version of this body, it does include the drift tires, the gyro, and the light kit for the normal $200. So it's a pretty good deal if you want to get into Mini Z drifting. The new R33 GTR ready set is probably a very, very good option. Sorry about the noise in the background. My washing machine is going off. But of course, we don't end there with the 4x4s. We have a bunch of the on-road Mini Zs as well. So we have a Celica rally car body back there, a spare NSX body in yellow, and then an NSX body on the all-wheel drive MA020 chassis. I believe it's 020. The all-wheel drive chassis. This body normally comes on the rear-wheel drive Mini Z, but I've put it on the all-wheel drive chassis just because it's more kind of accurate to the real thing. Here we have a Honda Neo Classic Racer, which is kind of a body kit by Modulo for the Honda S660, which is a K car in Japan. Very similar, like a modern version of a Honda Beat, pretty much. And a couple Type Rs. This one right here, that's the front-wheel drive chassis, and then this is an all-wheel drive chassis that I've converted to front-wheel drive. So we'll see how those kind of compare to each other. You can see the blue Type R has aftermarket wheels and tires on it. They're very sticky, they work very well, and it's actually really fun to drive on the track. It does still need a little bit of tuning, mostly like suspension tuning and some diff tuning and stuff, but it's going to be fun to kind of take that out again. And then some of my drift cars up here. Here we have a WRX. This one has a one-way front diff, so you can do the handbrake turn. Same thing with this one, the 886. This is the body kit. This is the first on-road Mini Z I've picked up, so kind of special. S13 Silvia, and then 180SX. This 180SX is actually on a rear-wheel drive chassis, but I will be putting it on a all-wheel drive chassis to make it a drift car also. And then a RX-7 FC with drift wheels and tires. Pretty nice package. Also suspension upgrades on this one. You can see the camber. And then Mini Z rear-wheel drive McLaren something or other GTR. This one has aftermarket wheels and tires, so it can actually grip on the track, because it's kind of dumb, but the recommended track that Kyosho recommends for this for these cars, the stock rear-wheel drive tires actually don't work on the track, so you will have to pick up new tires for it. So that is kind of what I did, and after I put the tires on it, it's actually really, really fun to drive on the track, and I can't wait to go back. And then finally, the last Mini Z on the list is this Mini Z all-wheel drive buggy, a four-wheel drive buggy. Also a very, very cool little car. Also has oil dampers, which is really cool because not even the crawlers have the oil dampers. Actually a pretty nice little buggy. I've been enjoying that quite a lot. So a lot of videos will be coming up about my Mini Zs, because this is going to be kind of the main focus of my collection now. As well as some of the Tamiya wheelie cars and related vehicles. But that's kind of where I am with the hobby at the moment. And as far as the space, after I get stuff cleared off, I will be making a little mini crawler trail course for my little Mini Z 4x4s. in the corner somewhere back here, so I can kind of enjoy the hobby without having to go outside. Because in the summer, the sun will destroy me, and then in the winter, the sun goes down way too quickly. As a woman living in the world, it's not the safest to be outside alone in the dark. So, but at the same time, I still want to really enjoy the hobby without having to go all the way to the hobby shop, pay money for the track. So it'd be nice to have a little track in here. So I'm going to be building a little course in here. Maybe set up a little drift course on the floor. Just kind of things that I'm planning at the moment. But that's my little update. I hope everyone is doing well. And as always, I hope everyone has a great day. And have fun with RC.